Yes, I know it's DreamWorks, but can we just call this our Pixar movie for the year? How to Train Your Dragon 2 is DreamWorks' follow-up to the hugely successful original from 2010. It brings back all of the characters, voices, and, of course, dragons from the first, and adds a few more of each to round out the mix. Let's be honest, it would be quite a task for these filmmakers to figure out a way to surpass the incredible action, humor, emotion, and breathtaking flying sequences that so many loved from the first. But I think they just might have done it. How to Train Your Dragon 2 is a transcendent film. Like the first, it's one of those movies you just melt into and lose yourself in the ride, allowing the storyteller to seamlessly take you along an adrenaline-filled, humorful, and deeply emotional journey, which is pretty incredible considering the level of difficulty sequels naturally entail. In my opinion, one of the best decisions the writers made was to have allowed some time to pass between the stories. Not only does this allow for us to get to know how our characters have grown and changed, but it gives the sense that as time was passing in our world, it was in theirs as well, allowing us an even deeper sense of buy-in. And man, that buy-in plays off in some major emotional turns, allowing a depth and resonance you just don't often see in animated films made outside the Lasseter dynasty. The result, though, is that the film, even amidst its adventure and fun, is able to say powerful and meaningful things about sacrifice, redemption, love, and most of all, what it means to be a leader. Speaking of adventure and fun, I haven't spent nearly enough time shouting about how much of a blast watching this movie is. The action is intense, the animation is stunningly beautiful, and man, the flight scenes are a type of filmic euphoria it's really kind of hard to explain. They continue to be the best thing about the franchise. To be honest, I was concerned that so much of this stuff would be old hat after watching the original so many times. Note to future parents, by the way, make sure when you buy your kids a movie, it's a movie you don't mind hearing on repeat for at least the next month or two. But the truth is, these animators continue to amaze with stunning new looks at what it would be like to actually be a dragon rider. I'll put it this way. These scenes made me so giddy, I giggled. Yep, 6'6" ogre of a man just giggling away in the middle of the theater. You happy now, DreamWorks? Look what you've turned me into. All right. So you want a worse thing? Well, I tried to think of one, I promise, but everything I thought of seemed to be a stretch. Sure, there was this one joke that didn't land for me, and I remember at one point wondering if they were adding too many characters, but the characters all worked, and it seems silly to dock a movie points for one lousy joke when 99% of the humor is great. So how about this? The worst thing is that I felt like the trailer gave away story points I would have rather just experienced firsthand while watching the movie. Seriously, marketing teams, stop this. It's possible to make a trailer to interest people without showing so much of your hand, I promise. Not that any of that is the fault of the movie, but still it's annoying, and I kind of have this best thing, worst thing going on, so there you go. Overall, How to Train Your Dragon 2 is an extremely powerful, meaningful, and beautiful film. It's an epic journey with new discoveries, humor, and adventure throughout, making for a ride worth repeating every chance you get. It rockets straight up through the clouds to an elusive A+. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. You can stay tuned for this review's best ever challenge here in a bit. But first, I want to throw some stuff up over here you can click on if you'd like. If you want to subscribe, which I'd very much appreciate, you can do that by clicking the big gray subscribe button. And if you want to see more, I also have reviews of 22 Jump Street and Alone Yet Not Alone this week. You can also click the logo right up here to go to the all-new YourMovieFriend.com, where you can find a searchable database of reviews, as well as the written text of these videos. And finally, this review's best ever challenge. This is where you name the best movie ever in a particular category and also try to identify my choice. What is the best movie ever where someone loses a limb? The choice might seem obvious from a certain sci-fi sequel, but I'm going with one from an animated sequel. Drop your own answer and a guess at mine in the comments, and the first person to guess mine does get a point. Thanks, and please subscribe.